Hello and welcome. You are watching Theo Archer on a Miro for the 1500th time, explaining the reason you probably feel behind and also why it's an illusion, because I've been there and pretty much everyone I know has actually been there. You know, successful people and people who I know are going to be successful. Anyway, point is, this is probably you right now. If you're watching this video, you probably look like this, like a stick man, and you probably think to yourself, bro, I low-key suck. I'm kind of behind. And you might ask yourself, why is this? Why do I feel like this? And I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna hear this quote. You might have already heard it, but comparison is the thief of joy. Because you look at yourself and you think that you low-key suck. But why would you say that? You would say that because you have something to relate it to. You have something to refer it to. You can't say something is bad if you don't know something that is good. So indirectly, because you say that you suck, you need to have something to reference to. And it's probably the fact that you're comparing yourself to this guy, chilling, has the health, smart, has the money, obviously big biceps, bro's in shape, has the good network, let's go champ, Instagram models want him. And this guy is like, oh yeah, I did it all in like 6 months with nothing, and you can do it too. This guy probably sold it to you to do what he's doing, and you're probably doing it, and you think that you low-key suck because you haven't done it, and you're not in his position, and like you're not even close, and you've been trying for a year, and you also had a better start because everyone, for some odd reason, everyone's a dropout, and for some odd reason, everyone just starts with like $0, but they'll become millionaires. Hey, maybe it's true, right? But the point is, you think you suck because you had a better start, you put more work in, you think you should be getting more and you deserve more, but you aren't anywhere where you want to be, which makes you think that you're behind. Correct? Correct. Which is also cap. Correct? Okay, I'm gonna explain to you. Now, here's how to tell if you're actually behind. Tell me who you're behind. Because you're probably behind on understanding the fact that comparison is the thief of joy. And so here's what actually matters. First things first, are you better than when you started? And if yes, by what metrics? Two, are you going to be even better? And if yes, how? Do you have a plan? What is your plan like? How are you going to become better? You need to know that yourself. And thirdly, and the most important thing, do you know that comparison is the thief of joy? Because you better fucking know it by now. Now, you're going to answer these things and you're going to know what actually matters. You're going to know if you're better than when you started, and you're going to know if you're going to be even better. And hopefully this as well. And so here's the thing. What's the conclusion? This is a pretty short video, but I just kind of want to help people get out of the slump, because I also used to be in it, and it was really annoying because it can be very demotivating, and it can make you kind of just want to stop at times, or maybe even quit. And when you don't do that and you keep going, you keep going, but you're still demotivated. So what's the conclusion? The conclusion, my friend, is that comparison is the thief of joy. But you need to stop comparing yourself to other people whose past is completely different than yours, right? They have different experiences, they have a different network, they have a different timeline of opportunities and possibilities. And so the only relevant metric that you can compare to and have an actually accurate feedback on is yourself. It's as simple as it sounds. If you're better than a year ago, you should celebrate. And if you're worse than a year ago, you should get to work. Truth is, you should get to work in both scenarios. But if you're worse than a year ago, you should get to work way more urgently, right? And so I'm saying these things over here because when I used to have this issue, this is why I'm against social media. I have a personal brand, but I literally don't check social media almost at all. I deleted my personal social media. I don't have any of that because I used to compare myself to people who had a worse start than me and whatever. And the point is, it would just fuck up my mental so bad. And so I would generally recommend most people that do have social media to not use it and to either deactivate your account or delete your account or uninstall social media altogether, or mod it in a way where you don't get bombarded by the fucking fake reality that people post on the internet. Because dude, we've all heard the whole thing that the internet is fake expectations, high expectations, whatever you want to call it. But the point is, it doesn't matter if you know it or not, because every time you open Instagram and you go to a story or you go to a reel, you see a 20-year-old who's a millionaire, who started from nothing, who did all of these things. And it's all nice because they'll have motivating stories. But then you look at yourself and what you worked, and you look at where you are, and you're going to think to yourself, shit, right? And you don't want that, because the thing that is going to be most advantageous to you is a good mindset. is looking at how far you've come, celebrating the wins, and keep going because of that. That's what's gonna get you farther. It's not gonna be the fact that you look at someone who's like, let me give you kind of an analogy. You're trying to compare yourself to people that have a completely different past than you, right? And so you see the 100 days maybe that they talk about or they post about on social media, but you haven't seen the other 9,900 days that they have lived in their lives. And in every single one of those days, who they've known, what opportunities they've had, what possibilities they were offered, what experiences they had to go through to get the skills that they managed to leverage and use in a certain situation that was, exclusive to them. And so a lot of it, I recommend the book Outliers on this. If you've read it, if you don't read it, I don't know, do your thing, you ChatGPT it, I guess. But basically, a lot of it just comes down to opportunities and possibilities. And so don't be mad that you're not, making 100K per month after a year of work because you saw an Iman Ghazi video that told you you're going to be at 10K per month after a month if you do these things in SMMA. Like, don't compare yourself to other people. Understand your time will come. And I've heard this quote once, and I think it's really fitting for everything that I'm talking about in this video. And is that, when people get lucky, or when when you see someone kind of blow up overnight, or suddenly everything starts working, I've heard this quote that I really agree with. That's basically just when preparation meets opportunity. So because you can't fabricate the most perfect opportunity or possibility in your life right now, what you can do is prepare yourself. It is to keep doing the work. It's to, be consistent. It's to never miss a day. Because if you do miss a day, you might just miss the day where the opportunity and possibility that would take you far was there, and you literally just weren't present. So you can prepare more and just keep doing the work, because ultimately, every day that goes by that you do what you know you should be doing is just a higher statistical likelihood that you are going to get to your goals. And so I hope you got something from this video. I hope you hopefully won't be in this position where you feel behind, because you don't have a reason to feel behind. You're not behind on anyone. You're only behind on yourself if you haven't done enough work. That's why you need to look at the past versions of yourself and just realize, okay, I am way better than them, which means I'm improving, which means I'm going forward. Now, that's the only metric that you can accurately actually relate to, and that you should be relating to. And if you like this video, watch another.